They say where purpose is unknown, abuse is inevitable. Let me ask you something. As an entertainer and speaker, what is the purpose of social media?
We are now in a new era with access to new revolutionary, innovative, and time-efficient tools. If used correctly, will ultimately separate you from your competition. Welcome to the Entertainer's Edge with Jamal Keys.
Hello, it's the Magic Motivator Jamal Keys, and welcome to the Entertainer's Edge. We have so many social media platforms popping up all over the place, and even with new things happening online, we have new social media products and services popping up. With the pandemic going on in the last year or so, they said even more social media products and their services will be popping up. So we have so many. You probably get confused like I was in the beginning of what social media platform you should use, because not all social media platforms is a one-size-fits-all. Now let me tell you what I do when I look for a social media platform. During these times, the statistics show us during times of hardship of some people financially, you want to always market to the affluent. You want to market your product and or services and you to the affluent market. The affluent market, they have more of the disposable income needed for you to sustain your lifestyle. So you always want to think of along the line of, for me, along the lines of the affluent. If I can make a great product for the affluent, people that aren't affluent, it's available for them too. So in a recent study, it talked about online shopping is growing so fast that the global online shopping market size is predicted to hit $4 trillion in 2021, and in the US alone, we're expected to have 300 million online shoppers in 2023. That's 91% of the entire country's population. Now come on, y'all. Some entertainers are still being stubborn, and speakers still being stubborn, and musicians still being stubborn, talking about they're not going to do online stuff. Really? If a market's expected to be 300 million online shoppers, just think if you just got 0.0001 of that, what would that do on your bottom line at the end of the year? Something to think about. I'm going to just go over this a few statistics in demographics of who buys online and who doesn't buy online. Facebook is still the number one online social media place where people buy online. So let's go over a couple demographics of Facebook. And 69% of those making less than 30K use Facebook. 72% of those making 30K to 75K use Facebook. 74% of those making more than 75K use Facebook. Facebook is a great place to go if you are to market to the affluent. Twitter income demographics, 20% of those making less than 30K use Twitter. 20% of those making 30K to 75K use Twitter. 31% of those making more than 75K use Twitter. It's another great demographic. LinkedIn might be one that you've not thought about. 10% of those making less than 30K use LinkedIn. 26% of those making 30K to 75K use LinkedIn. 49% of those making more than 75K use LinkedIn. LinkedIn, I'm going to say LinkedIn is a definitely go-to place for speakers. If you're a speaker, you need to be on LinkedIn. You need to be on LinkedIn. People look for LinkedIn and network on LinkedIn all the time. YouTube is the number one right now. No one's beating YouTube right now. YouTube income demographics, 68% of those making 30K use YouTube. 75% of those making 30K to 75K use YouTube. 83% of those making more than 75K use YouTube. Think about that. I have other charts too that I was going to pop up on demographics of age and go deeper on demographics. I might do that in another video because your age age demographics, you market that a different way, because honestly speaking, you might have a product and or service that's for a specific age. So who cares if your product and or service is for 15 to 25 year olds? Who cares if 30 to 48 year olds, use that particular, social media platform? It doesn't matter to you, nor should it matter to you. You want to always find out your demographics and always do an audit of your demographic. I would say 4 times a year. Every quarter, do an audit of who buys from you, who can you sell to, because that can change every quarter. Every quarter, it might be a quarter that people are looking for this that's in your demographic, where another quarter someone's looking for something else in a different demographic, but looking for that product and or service that you can offer to them. So always do an audit of yourself on that. I know myself, demographically, it's changed all the time for me. I've been doing this for over 20 years. So it's changed, my demographics has changed. And that's the great thing about being entertainers and speakers. We can change with each demographic. We have the mobility and agility to change to different demographics, changing our messages, our services, and changing things to different demographics. We have that. So always, I was going to put that up, but that's another video of really thinking about what demographic is good, what demographic might not be good for your product and or service. I learned this a long time ago through experience. I used to do a weekly show at WHME Studios. Now let me explain what WHME Studios is. Lester Summerall, he was probably one of the first mega pastors that was out there. One of the first mega pastors was Lester Summerall. And he had a network, he had a TV network that he started from the ground up in South Bend, Indiana. His main hub is South Bend, Indiana. And they would do programming. They would do programming all week, different type of programming. And then, of course, on Sundays, it would be Lester Summerall speaking and maybe his son speaking at the time. I think now his grandsons are speaking. So, but they would perform and do different, different talks and stuff. I would do a show called Kids Adventure Zone on Saturdays. I would do the Kids Adventure Zone. I would go film. I was still in school at the time, but I would go film. I would do maybe a motivational talk. I would perform a magic trick and fun stuff like that during when it would air this particular program. They aired Kids Adventure Zone. I think it aired for about 7-8 years. It had a 7-8 year run. It was all local people. We talked about local stuff. It was like a hybrid of one of those old shows like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. It was Captain Ed Friend was he was a police officer. He was the host of the show, and it was different stuff talking about community events. I'm getting somewhere here. Later, I would do shows there, and then later I would move, and I end up getting hired by South Bend Community School Corporation to do a series of Just Say No shows. This was during the time it was real hot. Just Say No. The government put a lot of money in Just Say No products that they, and services that they wanted to, people to just say no to drugs. I would do these shows with South Bend Community School Corporation. They had a total of 38 schools. And I would do shows, maybe 2-3 shows in one school per day because they couldn't fit everybody in the theaters. And I would do 2-3 shows each day in each theater. It was a beautiful thing. Financially, it was really nice because I just graduated from school and I would do these shows there. So I was really excited about doing the shows there. And I remember going to Dr. Gwen Stein. She was a lady that was over the program for South Bend Community School Corporation. I would go to her office and she had all these CDs and VHS tapes sitting out all about Just Say No to Drugs. And she had a catalog where you could order different programs out of the catalogs. And in these catalogs, it was neat because you had entertainers, jugglers that might have something on how you could say no to drugs through juggling. And I remember it had people that contortionists would do different variety acts, would do these different type of packaging there. It would usually have a VHS tape with something to go with it. Then that's when DVDs started rolling out, and some was more advanced and they had a DVD with a curriculum to go with it. Well, I ended up going back to WHME Studios, and I ended up filming my own program called the Magic and You program. I put it on the market for like $197 to sell to schools, and I would sell the $197 for $197. That would work for certain schools, the schools that had those kind of budgets. But what I did is I found a sweet spot. I brought my price down after 6 months and sold it for $97. It was a sweet spot, and I did very, very well selling those the Magic and You system for elementary and middle school children to help them stay off of drugs and not want to do drugs. It was like a big motivation thing. So that's why I don't necessarily want to show ages and stuff, because it was the same, literally, it was the same product. I just found a sweet spot, and it was, at first it was for elementary, middle school, and high school. I eliminated it for high school, had it for elementary, middle school. The hottest, if you want to even break it down even more demographically, middle school was my real sweet spot. So what I would do is they would buy the product, and then I would upsell them on my show. I could fly out, do the show for the whole school system, do the show for, because usually with school systems that would buy this for all of their schools. So the average school system would have 4 to 5 schools. So they usually have like maybe a high school, 2 middle schools, 2 elementary schools, or it would have a high school, 1 middle school, 3 elementary schools, and I would sell that. So that's why I say demographically, you can change demographically. That can always change, and you should always think about your demographics, because there's money in your demographics. So now let's talk. Let's talk about the only 5 purposes every entertainer and speaker should be using social media platform. Because at the end of the day, you're either selling yourself, selling your product, or selling your service, and or selling all 3. And you need to think that way. You're selling yourself, selling your product, or selling your service. Number 1, vanity. Vanity is nothing more for entertainers is your lifestyle. You want to sell your lifestyle. You're selling your lifestyle anyway. You're selling it consciously or subconsciously. When you sell your lifestyle, that's what rappers are doing when they're selling a lifestyle, but a lot of them aren't living that lifestyle. When it comes to rappers and rockers, they're not living that lifestyle. They're selling a lifestyle. As entertainers, we should sell our lifestyle. I have an act with my children. My children have a band. I have a magic act, and they also come on the road with me when I'm speaking. When I'm speaking in certain schools or doing certain assembly shows and stuff like that. So we're selling family. So when I post up things, I'm always going to be talking about family. I'll be talking about family. I'll be talking about my wife. I'll be talking about who we are, what we stand for. Always think that way. No matter what you stand for, you might stand for something that I don't agree with. It doesn't matter. Remember, you're always selling some type of lifestyle when people look at you, how you dress, how you talk, how you interact. They can see a video of you interacting. Whatever lifestyle you're selling to, that's going to herd that type of demographic to you with that lifestyle. Number 2, build brand awareness. If you already have a brand, it's important for you to stay in the face of past clients, prospects, and people that might be on the edge of the fence thinking about hiring you. Brand awareness. Your brand awareness, you can really build your brand during this time because more eyeballs are on the internet now. So you really need to be doing an average of 1 post per day. Some experts say you should be doing 3. That's what we're working on right now with my children and myself. We're working towards 3 posts per day because now you have more eyeballs on you more than ever. So it's very important to think that way. Start thinking about along the lines, how do I build my brand? If your brand is, if you're a comedian, how do you build your brand? Do you say a funny joke per day? Do you have a podcast that you could hook up social media wise that just saying some fun stories? If you're a speaker, you should be doing motivational speaking or talking along the topics of whatever your topic is or speaking anyway. That's just what speakers should be doing anyway. You should have done that, should have been doing that to build your brand before the pandemic. You should have already been doing that. But that's the second way that you can use social media, using the purpose for social media to build brand awareness. Number 3, authority. It's important for you to show authority in your marketplace, to show that you are the authority in that marketplace. For example, I'm showing authority that I'm in the marketplace of marketing. That's why you have testimonials. That's why if you look me up, you'll see testimonials on myself. That's why when you look me up, you'll see different things of posts of people, what they said about me. You'll see products like this right here, showing you some easy to implement strategies of marketing yourself and selling yourself, selling your product and or service, and selling your show. That separates me as an authority of what I know to be true, tried and true in the marketplace as far as marketing and selling yourself. You could do the same thing if you're a juggler, showing authority. How do you show authority if you're a juggler? You might show videos of you working on something and juggling. You might have something popped up that's a testimonial. You might even have something pop up of you in a show. That shows authority that you're not just talking about what you do, but you're walking the walk. It's very important for you to show authority right now. If you're a band, it's very important for you to pop up stuff of you guys performing, you guys working on something, because you're showing authority. You're separating yourself from other people by showing authority. Even if you're a producer, if you're sitting down and you're producing something, working on something that you're producing, here's a beat I've been working on, here's a composition I've been working on, that shows authority. Separating yourself in authority in the marketplace. Number 4, strengthen customer relations. Strengthen customer relations. I can't tell you how many times that my past clients have come to me online saying, hey, what you working on? Or I pop up a video and they say, oh, that was a neat video you popped up. People are always looking. Once they are sold on what you do and they love what you do, they want to do more of you. You owe it to your clients to be posting up, past clients that you post up stuff. Because the past clients then later would tell other people, hey, I know this guy that does this, you want to see this? Hey, I know this lady that does a great variety show act kind of thing. Let me share this post with you. So strengthen customer relations, very important. Last but not least, improve client retention. Improve client retention. Client retention is very important because the easiest dollar that you will make is the one that you already made. The easiest dollar that you will make is the one that you already made. Case in point, it costs more money to get a new client than to hold on to the clients that you already have. It costs more money. It costs more money, and you need to think that way. It costs more money to woo a new client into what you're selling and products and or services than to grab another one. That's a marketing 101 tip. So it's very important to have your herd around you and continue to provide products and services to that herd that's around you. So, case in point, if you're a performer, entertainer, or speaker, and you know that client A has hired you to do something and to speak, of course, at their event, and you end up not even building a relationship with them, sending them something motivational, something that has to do with their, with what they sell, and you have no idea, you're not keeping a relationship, even as something as small as giving a shout out to them. It might be a throwback of a picture that you performed at, and you spoke at, and you say, man, this is a good old days, can't wait to get back. This helps improve client retention, giving them shout outs. Everybody wants to be acknowledged. That's just simple. Everyone wants to be acknowledged, and you need to think along the lines of being acknowledged. Myself, my children, band, and myself, and my wife who manages everything, she basically juggles everything in the house as far as management goes. We always try to build a bigger relationship with our past clients. We have theaters that we build relationships with. My wife might just call and see how they're doing. We might do a virtual show just for their donors. And we want to always build customer relationship. I might put a post up, oh, I remember when I performed here at the Fringe, and this was just a great time, and it was a great sound man there. You want to always build customers.
A person who has always wanted to get paid to talk virtually about your expertise in a specific niche? Or maybe you've always been curious on how you can make money virtually as a public speaker. Discover the insider secrets to turning your knowledge, passion, and expertise into an income stream with the Entertainer's Edge free ebook, How to Make Money Virtually as a Public Speaker on a Budget, the virtual Big Mouth Money System.
Hey, this is James Malinchak, co-author of the best-selling book Chicken Soup for the College Soul and two-time College Speaker of the Year. And I've done about 2,200 presentations. And one thing that I know is if you want to go more, you've got to grow more. And that's why you need my friend Jamal Key's great system here. And don't forget what a system stands for. System stands for Save Yourself Time, Energy, and Money. And that's what his system will do for you. Get his system today.
This free ebook will show you how to create a streaming studio under $97, how to book 10 virtual speaking gigs in 72 hours, how to easily market your virtual talk for free, how to create speaking subjects that pay big, how to create residual income from one speech, how to make your virtual talk entertaining and engaging, how to find a streaming audience that are willing to help you get paid to speak. If you're looking to make money as a public speaker, the free ebook, How to Make Money Virtually as a Public Speaker on a Budget, the virtual Big Mouth Money System, is for you. Download it now while it's free and start making money as a public speaker today.
Let's go over the 5 purposes every entertainer and/or speaker should be using social media. Vanity, showing your lifestyle, showing what you stand for, showing who you are. Vanity, build brand awareness. Building your brand. How do you build your brand? Showing everybody, I'm still here. Even though this is going on here, I'm the one constant thing that you could always depend on. That's building brand awareness. Number 3, authority. Showing that you are the authority in whatever market you're in. If you're a band, you're popping stuff up, showing people that you're working on stuff. If you're a speaker, you're working on new talks, or maybe even show something as far as a new perspective of what you're looking at. If you're a business speaker, whatever market you're in as far as business speaking. I know for me, I'm in sales and marketing. So I might pop up something, talk about sales and marketing, letting them know, listen, this is how you want to navigate through what we're going through right now. So you want to, separate yourself and show them that you are an authority in what you're talking about. And what's neat about authority is you might be challenged on something. That's great. You want people to challenge you sometimes to show that you are the authority in what you talk about. You want to, in marketing, they say that you want to lay a stake in something, and the reality of it is it can never really be proven. Case in point, Michael Jackson said that he's the king of pop. They say that he's the king of pop. I don't think he gave himself that title. But who can really say that they're the king of pop? That's a matter of opinion. But through his whole career, everybody was saying that you're not the king of pop, but little did they know they were actually marketing him. So if you said I'm the number one blah, 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 in my area, I'm the number one whatever, stake a claim in something, show that you're the authority in that, and then let everyone try to knock you off, and them trying to knock you off saying that you're not the authority in that, you're actually building your brand. That brings me to number 4, strengthen your customer relationship. You have past clients, so you want to strengthen those relationships. Strengthen those relationships. Give out shout outs, show testimonials, strengthen the relationships with the past clients that you have. Brings us to number 5, improve client retention. Right now, it's very important for us to make sure that we're dependable to people that hired us in the past. By improving client retention, one way you can do that is through social media. Popping up YouTube videos, popping up Twitter, popping up Instagram, popping up Facebook, because each one of those people that have hired you in the past, they view you in a different way, a slightly different way, because you're standing for the same thing, but they view you in a slightly different way. Listen, I hope that helped everybody out. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to press the like button. Pop in some more in the comment section of other ways that you think that's good for entertainers and speakers to use social media platform. You might have some other ideas. Go ahead and put them in the comment section. I appreciate it. Until next time, remember, you don't get out of life what you want. You get out of life what you expect.
You're now in a new era with access to new revolutionary, innovative, and time-efficient tools, if used correctly, will ultimately separate you from your competition.
Hi, my name's Brian, and I attended a few weeks ago a presentation by Jamal Keys, and I have to say I'm really happy that I did. I found his strategies very easy to implement, and very much so setting me apart from the rest of the pack. Well, and I have to say, as a direct result of implementing these strategies, I landed at the position that I was looking for. So I've had great results, and I'm really thankful for that. And thanks, Jamal, for doing an outstanding job.
Hi, I'm Mark Griffin from Cookies by Design, and I just wanted to say one more time that I learned a lot from Jamal's presentation today. I got a lot out of it.
Hello, my name is Michael Love. I'm a radio host. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a speaker. He began to motivate me and give me tools of empowerment.
Welcome to the Entertainer's Edge with Jamal Keys.